Last night I finished watching Horimiya, and I liked it just fine, but let's not pretend it's anything other than the most average shoujo anime ever. What gets a guy with my tastes, and my backlog for that matter, to watch a shoujo anime? An 8.26 rating on myanimelist.com will generally do the trick. See, I'm not opposed to watching shoujo anime by any means, it's just rarely a priority, but I will prioritize any show in any genre with a high enough rating, and an 8.26 is usually enough to get my attention. To put an 8.26 into perspective, the last anime I talked about with a higher rating was Jujutsu Kaisen, which I would also say is overrated. Every other anime I've talked about in the 5 weeks since then are rated lower than Horimiya, including Dr. Stone Season 2, The Quintessential Quintuplets Seasons 1 and 2, Log Horizon Season 3, and Umineko, all of which I'd say are better overall than Horimiya. So what's the appeal here? Hori is your typical shoujo lead, a girl who's pretty but not gorgeous, and more importantly, whose core morality is beyond reproach. She sees people's inner beauty, and always strives to do the right thing. She's never neurotic or hysteric, or whatever the proper DSM term is. This is the key difference between men and women when writing self-insert characters. When men write self-insert characters, they depict the loser perverts they actually are, while women's self-insert characters depict the cute, goody two-shoes characters they want to believe they are. Then we have Mia, the emo male lead who's actually super hunky, but only our main girl can see it. This of course isn't the only shoujo romance trope out there, but it's certainly one of the standard ones. The characters progress romantically and sexually, once again a key difference between shoujo and shonen stories because easy sexual access is a common experience for the average girl, but not the average guy. Throw in some S&M jokes, a bunch of emo drama that'll be overcome by the power of love, some delicious looking desserts, and voila, you've got yourself a perfectly average shoujo anime. The show's fun, don't get me wrong, but I came for an 8.3 and ended up getting something that felt more like a 7.3. As it turns out, there was a prior Horimiya OVA that got a 7.36, so in some sense, my instincts were spot on. Makes you wonder why things were so different this time around. I'd guess that the pretty art had something to do with it, and I know I'm the last person in the world who has any business judging art and animation quality. All I noticed is that they had some really colorful hair, and that's gotta count for something. I would also assume there is a significant bias in the ratings because the show does end on a very high note, so if you're not a seasoned critic like myself, perhaps you might weigh that satisfying final 1.5 episodes more heavily than the prior 11.5 episodes, which were most assuredly average. Final grade, single plus.